This right here, folks, is pretty much a unicorn at this moment in time. We're going to give some love to the short track enthusiast here, and we're going to kind of go into what makes a 128 a 128, and it's a big controversy on the interweb. 128 or 129 and 136, 137. Everyone's always arguing about which one's better, what one does this better, what one does that better. And there are short track guys, which this is now a short track, and guys love them and they stand by them, and that's what they want. And that's why we're here to talk about it today. So, Bruce from Southside Sales and Service, if you guys are new here, we cover every which sled from left to right to up to down to suspension to accessories to whatever you could think of. Yep. This sled came out this year, which is an XER, which we've talked about them plenty. It is the ultimate ditch banging, trail pounding machine. They come in a 128 and a 136. This year they came with a 9R, which this one happens to be a 9R. So we have here, again, a 9R 128, which really is a unicorn. There wasn't too many of these.
No, there wasn't.
And Bruce is going to kind of go into, some details of it, and then we're going to get into all the accessories that this guy does have on this one, because there is a ton.
Yeah, guys. So 128, again, the reason between a 129 and a 128 is only track pitch. The XCs or VR1s are 129. They have the 286 pitch, and then the anything XCR is 252 pitch, which gives us that 128, or in this, and also can be a 136. But that's where that is. It's just track pitch, which does it. Doesn't make much of a difference at all as far as anything else. It's still the same suspension between the two as far as length, but the XCR obviously has those differences of now, we're going to go into the heavy dutiness. So yeah, 128. I got a 650 128 that I've kept all along, and I rode it last weekend, and me and another guy, and it's like, it really does give you that little sports car feel when you're in the trail, where it's like there's not a lot of difference. When you go to 136, it's like, oh, is it too long? Well, obviously now 136 and 137 has pretty much become the most popular length. So it has, gone beyond the 128. But as far as this sled and being in the trail, yes, it does feel a little bit shorter when you're riding it. It definitely, that 3 inches of track on the ground, or 3.5, whatever it is noticeable when you're on the short track sled. As far as when you're on the long track sled, the 136, it doesn't feel bad. Obviously, it's the most popular now, but this, you do notice the shortness of the sled. And it's just a little bit more nimble. And, but suspension wise, obviously all of our stuff in Polaris is all the same in the front. It's a matter of shock package. But as far as geometry and everything, it's all the same. When it goes to the rear geometry is all the same. When it goes from a short tracker to a long tracker, being 128, 136, it's all it is, just squeezed up just a little bit to go into that tunnel. And it does work it works really well. It does. It chops the tops of those bumps right off going across. And
now, we're in 2025 now, and this is a 2025. But they weren't always this long. This used to be on the longer end.
Yep.
What did we start at? What length did we start at?
121.
121, right. I didn't think there was anything shorter than that.
No, the old phasers, I think, were like 116.
Okay.
Yamahas, that stuff. That was mid 80s, late 80s there. So they were fooling around with that kind of thing. But in general, the mainstay was 121. And that was, Skidoo had it, we had it, Yamaha had it.
Yeah, I remember when I started racing, they might have even been 120s at that point, 120s or 121s.
Right, because Skidoo started in with that 120, which was a 286 pitch.
Right.
And then we had it on the Rush for that period of time of 15 through 20.
Right. And as years progress, we seem to just be getting longer and longer and longer, which technology is getting better and better. So the sleds that are longer don't necessarily feel like it.
No.
But at the end of the day, yes, they are going to be a little bit longer, and it's not going to be as nimble as, say, this 128. So, this would be like, your ultimate tight trail monster, really. You have the package of a 9R,
yep,
which is your instant power, your light switch power, your on and off, corner to corner, and then you have it in a 128.
Yeah.
This thing is going to be absolutely
Yeah, I mean,
tons of fun.
yeah, it is going to be tons of fun. Last week, you know, you guys, if you watched our videos, we have two 862s, and one of them I put in my 128. So last week, I rode my 650 128 as a 862 128, and yes, it was definitely noticeable.
And yeah, and I mean, last year we did have a 9R in his 128 also. So, you know, we do know what they feel like, and they are just loads and loads and loads of fun. Not saying that the 136s are not, because they work great too, and they have their place in the world of trail sleds. But there is definitely something about a 128, and you know, I am a guy that I like a 136, but
yeah, I've grown to like it too. But I did like last week. That was fun riding that.
Yeah, if you get in those, if you get in the really tight trails, you know, super tight, which, you know, where Bruce rides, where he lives, they are very tight, and that's when you notice the big difference.
Yeah. Yeah, this one here is also a 1.6 track, so this has really got a combination between.
Yeah, this guy went all out.
Yeah, we have a 1.6 track on a 128, 3 in every patch for studs.
Yeah, 3 Woody studs.
Yeah, this is gonna it's gonna hook and
book.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to be lacking traction.
No.
By any means.
So yeah, so some of the other things that are on this, you know, obviously all the operator station is all the same as what we've all been used to. The 9Rs do come with a RCA jack this year, which is really nice. The great brakes that we have, tether on an XCR, and the 7S display, which has been, you know, very, very good. Everybody really likes that display. You know, it's easy to read, does a lot of stuff. And then this one here also has one of the
larger bags
that, you know, pops off nice and easy, fits right under your seat, you know, when you want to take it inside. So at night you can keep your stuff warm or dry if you got your wet stuff in there. That works really well. The Polaris handguards, which, you know, we've been using now since Matrix came out. It is a nice handguard. It covers really well. Mid windshield, which is common. We've done this before, where you go full lock and you just touch the windshield with it. But in all of your other turning, you're not touching it.
Yeah, and I mean full lock. You're not, when you're riding. You're not there. If you're at full lock, you got some problems that we got to talk about.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, same with the Rocks guards.
Yeah, Rocks guards are the same thing.
Yeah. You know, as far as accessories that you can't really see from just the plain view here. You know, this guy, and again, we've talked about this all the time, shock valving.
Yeah.
This one happens to have, you know, all Bruce's valving in all 4 shocks. He has high gear.
Yeah, high gear suspension, that linkage kit, and then we also did long tail, which we've done an awful lot of this, where, you know, we've talked about this. Usually that is pivoting here, and the spring is like this. This is what comes off of the cross-country sleds, and we have to move that slide, and now this is what we're dealing with, a completely different angle. It does work really well when that.
It helps keep the sled extremely flat.
Yep. Yeah. Your pivot of your spring now is way ahead of here's your front torque arm. So compared to being back here and hinging between the two, that's been a big difference. The people that do it know it.
Yeah, and they like it. I don't think we've ever put it on someone's sled and they don't like it.
No. No, and we've got 3 different ranges of spring now too. We only had 2 before. Now we have a 3rd for even a bigger guy.
So we pretty much have a standard, a light duty, and a heavy duty.
Yep.
So depending on your weight, you know, we for the most part can accommodate your weight with any long tail spring at this point.
Yeah, these are a little bit lower preload than the normal springs that we've been using. So that does help that first movement stuff. And it does show. It's all part of what this does for the sled. Yeah.
So this guy's package, I mean, really, you know, like I said before, is really the ultimate trail weapon. If you're in tight trails and you want that instant power and that traction and that durability from the XCR, this is, I mean,
a lot of fun.
Yep. So this lucky owner's coming to pick this up here shortly, the next day or so, and he's going out riding this weekend from what we hear. So congratulations to him, and he's got a heck of a unit here.
Yep.
And he's going to have a lot of fun. But yeah, so I mean, that's really it. We just wanted to give some love to the short track guys, which again, a 128 is a short track these days. So, you know, any questions, comments, concerns, let us know. We're always here. I'm always happy to help. Facebook, Instagram, comment below, whatever it might be. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hopefully the short tracks stay around. As there are guys that love them, we love them. And that's going to do it. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.